I got a story to tell y'all. Watch the entire video. It's going to be interesting. Birdman, hand up, all that. All right, anyways. So listen. So it was June 2022. And I had to make like the biggest decision of my life because I was working a 9-to-5. Those of y'all that don't know, I used to work at 9-to-5 as a chemical engineer before I got into my business. Well, before I got into my business full time. So it was June 2022. And that was where I was back against the wall. The pressures at my job were going super crazy. Change of management, just all these negative conditions that would make you not even want to work somewhere, But at the same time, obviously I was building my business up at the same time, right? So like I said, I had a big choice to make. Should I try to figure out this business stuff while the job and the culture is just being weird and not a place I even want to work in? Or should I go full time into my business where I was already making as much or even more than I was at my 9-to-5? So I say that to say that it was one of the biggest decisions I had to make because I was doing it while I was like fearful. Like I didn't know like if it was going to work out because like you could be as confident as you want to be. You could be the most confident person in the world. But at the end of the day, as a human, you don't know if what you're thinking is going to work out, right? And you got to think about it too. Like I'm pretty much like around the people that I know, I was the only person doing something like this, right? As far as leaving a traditional 9-to-5 to go full time into a business. So I made that decision in June 2022 and I did it through fear, right? Because obviously it all worked out, full time in my business, things have been good. I've been able to go full time in the business, tap into the business funding, have 10, 20, 30K days, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say like, my whole message here is that whenever fear comes towards you, I want y'all to really embrace it, right? So that thing that you're scared to do, you might need to reassess why you're scared to do it and actually do it. Because when we talk about fear, typically they say fear is false evidence appearing real, right? So it's not something that's even gonna happen. It's just that as humans, we psych ourselves out about it. We're just like, oh, damn, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I was in that same mindset too. I was thinking like, damn, I've been working this 9-to-5. I can keep working it, even though I'm in a position of I could leave the job and try out my business full time. But in my head, the back of my head, I was like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? But the overall question I should have asked myself, which I did to an extent, was what if it does work out? So I just want to drop this like Mindset Monday video on y'all. Well, it could be different when you watch it, but if you watch it in real time, I want to drop this Mindset Monday just to tell y'all, just remind y'all to be in the mindset to understand that when you come across fear, you want to embrace it. False evidence appearing real. It doesn't mean that it's real. So I was living in this reality of, oh, what if, I have to go back and get a 9-to-5? What if this business doesn't work? What if, people around me are saying that, oh, be careful and all that. You got to understand too, when you're trying to do something, you got to look at the context of where it's coming from. If I'm trying to do something, but I'm getting advice from people that have never done it, that could psych me out and that doesn't even make sense to do. So you shouldn't even do something like that as well. So whatever you're scared to do, it could be to start the business. I'm not telling you to leave your 9-to-5, right? But if it is to leave your 9-to-5, and that's your calling, hopefully you have actual like, stats and stuff to back you, because I was already making more money from my business versus my 9-to-5 at that time when I did leave. But I say that to say, and I wanted to bring it on here because I still did it out of fear because I didn't know if it was going to work out. God willing, it worked out. But at the end of the day, I didn't know. So I want y'all to realize like the thing about fear is it tells you fear is so dope. Let's talk about fear. Fear is so dope because it tells you what to do and when to do it. What do I mean by that? Fear is dope because I was in this mindset of, oh, shoot, I don't know if I should leave the job yet. Maybe I should continue working and all that, right? So that fear that I was feeling was telling me what I needed to do. It was telling me, Michael, you need to leave this damn job, focus and go full time into your business, right? When was I supposed to do it? When I was feeling that weird feeling like, oh, what if it doesn't work out, right? So I ran and I jumped and I made it happen, right? I jumped, I figured out the, what's the thing they say? the parachute on the way down or whatever. So I'm not telling y'all to do stupid stuff, right? Don't misconstrue my message as saying do something stupid. My thing is, when you have that fear, that gut feeling of fear, sometimes it's just telling you that you should in fact do that thing, right? Maybe you need to start that business that you're scared to start. Maybe you need to pivot. Maybe you're a credit repair business owner. You're feeling stuck right now. Maybe you need to pivot over to that business funding. You might be scared. How do I do the business funding? That scared feeling, that heart racing feeling, that's a good feeling. You should embrace it. And the most important thing, remember about fear, false evidence appearing real. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It doesn't mean that it's real. And the human mind is so sick sometimes because it's such an advanced technology. We understand that. But the human mind is so crazy because it'll trick you. It'll trick us. We have our mindset into things of, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, the human mind is so weird because we start putting all of these weird stuff that didn't even happen. June 2022, when I decided to leave that job, in my head, oh, what if it doesn't work out? I could think, oh, what if I go homeless and stuff like that? Stuff that's not even gonna happen, you know? Like, I already had a really good, decent amount of savings before I even left. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in this business, the way my business was already set up, it's not gonna be a long time that you go without making revenue, you know? So all of that was just fear in my head. But I'm so glad that I did it, because I could have still been at a 9-to-5 that I didn't love. I could have been at a 9-to-5 that was changing management, and it could have compromised my health, to be honest, because we were in a remote situation and they're just, oh, we're going to be coming back to the office, right? That was a health hazard. Who knows what could have happened? Maybe God willing, God forbid, maybe I would have got COVID at that time. Who knows? You know? So I say that to say, fear, embrace it. Fear, embrace that fear. It's false evidence appearing real. It's not real. It's not going to happen. I wrote a book called The Power of Yet in 2019, June 19, 2019, right? I published that book. This is like over 5 years ago. And I spoke about fear in there as well. And it just reiterates what I'm saying here, right? It's like I wrote the book to teach myself the lesson later on when I retired my 9-to-5, right? It's false evidence appearing real. It's not. 99% of what you're thinking in your head is not the case. Just start that business. Just make that investment in yourself. I know it can be scary. Thinking about the money that you gotta put into there, I know it could be scary. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta embrace that fear. I don't know who this video is for. I'm praying and hoping that the YouTube algorithm is gonna bless you, whoever you are watching this. And I'm hoping that I can help you move forward, whether it's start that business, pivot into business funding, start that credit repair business, make an investment into yourself. Do that thing that you're scared to do. Embrace that fear, right? Put more money into your advertisement. Put more money into your personal brand. Running ads, I know it can be scary when that money is leaving your account. Oh, what if I don't make the money back? What if you do make the money back? Right? So just embrace the fear. And I think it'll end up okay. Right? Because like, let's say it's a business that you want to start. Worst case scenario, let's say the business goes to shit. What's the worst that could happen? You go back and get a 9-to-5. You back in the same place you were in the first place, right? So it's like, we only got one life to live here, so it's like, you got to do what you got to do. So I try to think of my scenario too, with the whole leaving my job in June 2022. As I reflect the amount of good that's happened versus what could have been quote unquote bad, it only made sense for me to leave the job, right? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that fear could have stopped me from impacting all the lives I've been impacting through like my mentorship programs, Cat Credit University, $39 a month university, or 10K mentorship program. Even the free value I'm providing on YouTube. What if I kept working? I got like upgraded to a higher position, like a higher employee, whatever. And then I didn't even have time to focus on my business. What if I just left that aside? What if I'm just like, okay, cool, I'm just not going to, do it like that. So it's like everything I've been able to accomplish as a result of operating and embracing that fear, it was all worth it. And I'm hoping it's the same for you. I'm hoping this is a wake-up call because I know somebody's going to watch this video. They're in a position where they have to embrace that fear. Like, just embrace that fear. Don't be scary. Just embrace it. Make that investment in yourself. Start that business. Invest more into advertisement. Whatever your situation is, right? You just got to embrace that fear. Try that new hairstyle, right? Embrace that fear. I know it's going to be scary, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. I know it's going to be scary, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. Write that book, right? That thing you're scared about people judging you for. Those people that's going to be judging, are they not going to be at your funeral? Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about what these people are saying. You got to do what you got to do for yourself and, for your family, your generation, if you care about that. But most importantly, do it for you. What if God wants you to do that thing that you're scared to do? The craziest thing is, what if that scary thing that you're scared to do is the difference between the life you should be living and the life you're going to continue to live that you don't like? What if God rewarded me, your life that you're supposed to be living, because you were too scary to actually take action and embrace that fear? Think about that. What if you were supposed to be living the lavish life, the no 9-to-5 life, feeling free, changing lives, but you chose to be scary and not take action? Hopefully this is a wake-up call for somebody. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for you. I hope this video helped you. I hope it wakes you up. I hope it amplifies you. Put on a playlist of my videos. Go to, I think we called it Monday Mindset Motivate, not Monday Mindset, Mindset Motivation or something like that. I said Monday because we typically upload them on Mondays, but when it's set up, it's like this where I'm just, talking to y'all. But yeah, just embrace that fear, because that success is potentially on the opposite side of that fear. So think about it like hopping over the fence. What if I never left that 9-to-5? I wouldn't be here in front of you. I wouldn't have all the case study videos that you see with me on helping my students. See the one I did with Brian Winston. Made $7,500 in one day using my connections. You see Ali, over $100,000 a month. You see Gary dismissing lawsuits, right? Using the information in the mentorship program. God would not have used me to be able to bless all these people if I allowed fear to overtake me, right? Napoleon Hill, he wrote the book Outwitting the Devil. And Outwitting the Devil, if you haven't read it, it's basically, I read it when I was like 19 years old. But basically it's a conversation with the devil and saying that the devil takes advantage of people that are, I think it's like drifters and non-drifters or something like that. But the overall message was fear, right? The devil uses fear as his playground. The devil uses fear as his playground. Doesn't that change the whole ball game? The devil uses fear as his playground. What does that tell you? If I allowed that fear to take over me, maybe I would have been working this 9-to-5 that I don't love for the rest of my life. The devil would have been happy. The devil pissed that I was able to leave my 9-to-5. I'm impacting all these lives. I want you to piss off the devil. Take action. Y'all have a blessed one.